signed by President Harding. Today, history was made in Chesapeake Bay. Amid the crash of exploding bombs, obsolete battleships were sunk by airplanes for the first time. Veteran Army pilot General Billy Mitchell did what he said he would do. American battleships, which once sailed proudly round the world with the Great White Fleet, and only yesterday were defending America from her enemies, are at the bottom of the sea. The nations have agreed to build no more battleships for 15 years, probably forever. The shipyards are empty. The scrap yards are thundering to the sounds of destruction of whole squadrons of battleships. Does this mean the end of the dreadnought battleship? This is what General Billy Mitchell claimed today, and that's what people will be saying all over the world.
More than 4 decades have passed. Men have fought and died on land and in the air. On the sea, too, a new generation of battleships have fired their guns in anger again and again, have triumphed, and then disappeared from the oceans. This is a battleship grave, a memorial to an era of magnificence. The silence that hangs like a pall over these dreadnoughts holds many memories of combat. At present, the big guns are silent, and this symbol of fierce and stately power lies still. She was built because men wanted her. She fought magnificently, and with the end of her era, she was forgotten.
Some have pointed with justifiable pride and called him the new breed of fighting man. But if breeding is to be consistent, if it's to mean anything, then this is the same man that went ashore at Iwo Jima, Guadalcanal, Incheon, and only yesterday at the Batongan Peninsula in South Vietnam. History has dictated few changes in the life of the United States Marine. His primary mission is still the winning of the battle.
Get the machine guns up here. It's coming from the house. Pull up, boy. Get up here.
He's a Navy enlisted man whose lot has been cast with the Marines. They often call him Doc. It's a term of respect for the man who wears their uniform and goes where they go. In combat, all men know his title. It's the battlefield call for help, a cry for life itself. Corpsman.
These innocent victims of the sharp cutting edge of the enemy's military action have learned they can turn to us for help, support, and security. And to the American serviceman, it is equally clear that the battles won with the sharp edge of our own blade are only a beginning. Ultimate victory in Vietnam will be won through the people, in the civic action that complements the military action through our determined and skillful use of the full blade.
This is what today's armed conflicts look like. A series of local actions, mainly inside the boundaries of one country. Most battles are fought by small units that hit and run. Sometimes they are supplied and supported by outside nations. It is a war of neighbor against neighbor, brother against brother, father against son. They are called by many names, these undeclared conflicts: rebellion, insurgency, terrorist activity. Revolution and national liberation. But whatever the name, they all have one thing in common. Men get killed, wounded, and captured. Now, just what is the legal status of these prisoners who have been fighting their fellow citizens within the borders of their own country? Do they have any rights or protection against mistreatment?
Cameras work fine, Captain.
Okay, we'll head for home.
The final run was made at 750 feet. I couldn't see what we needed in the oblique, so I made this forward firing cast. Should be about 10 or 15 frames down on the first run. There it is.
Okay, we'll need prints of these three and the rest of the run.
Gentlemen, Plan Alpha calls for a landing on Blue Beach. However, our photo interpreters have ascertained from our aerial reconnaissance Blue Beach to be heavily fortified. Therefore, we recommend Plan Bravo, the landing on Red Beach.
Mission: amphibious operations. The target, a distant stretch of sandy beach, is brought close by reconnaissance. Months of planning have paid off. Now, the final decisions must be made.
On Red Beach.
Lieutenant, get a message out to the Amphibious Task Force Commander.
Yes, sir.
Advise him that we recommend using Plan Bravo with a landing on Red Beach. We also recommend HR at 0500.
Wherever you go, whatever you do, you'll meet him. The man who stands out in a street full of people. In the midst of activity and competition, it's not hard to pick him out. What is it that makes him one man out of 1,000? A leader of men.
Soldiers in the tropics must be on guard against malaria, for malaria has killed more people than any other disease in the history of the world. This year, between 1 and 2 million people will die of malaria, almost all of them in primitive tropical areas where anti-malaria programs have not been carried out. Malaria is carried by the female Anopheles mosquito. The male Anopheles mosquito feeds on flowers. The female Anopheles mosquito feeds on blood.
In today's guerrilla warfare, especially as it's practiced in the Orient, one of the most challenging and dangerous problems which confronts our combat forces is the enemy's use of earthen tunnels. Tunnels and caves were used by the Japanese in World War II and by the Koreans during the conflict which followed. Once the line of battle had moved past them and the area in which they existed was secured by our troops, these subterranean fortifications were permanently neutralized as a part of the area consolidation. Today, however, a different type of warfare is being waged. Rarely are areas held long enough to be thoroughly cleaned out. Instead, the major actions of our combat troops consist of search and destroy operations. Intensive drives through enemy territory with the primary objective of finding and destroying his forces and then moving on. Seldom is the occupation of terrain for extended periods an objective in itself. And in these situations, the enemy's use of earthen tunnels becomes increasingly serious. He can hide in them until our troops pass, then emerge and attack from the rear. In them, he can store supplies for future operations in the area. If the enemy leaves his tunnels deserted during a sweep operation, he will find shelter and operational facilities in them when he returns. And if they are intact, he can resume his guerrilla activities almost as though no interruption had taken place. Thus, it is obvious that to effectively strike the enemy and destroy his ability to wage war in guerrilla situations, his tunnel shelters must be demolished or denied him as they are encountered.
The primary mission of the field artillery is support of the infantry and armor. Its weapons must sustain the fast-moving capabilities and wide dispersion of these ground-gaining arms in the strategic and tactical complexities of modern warfare. The requirements of this mission, therefore, range from close support to long-range nuclear fire support of the field army. To meet these requirements, the field artillery maintains high explosive and nuclear capabilities in cannon, free rocket, and guided missile systems. This full range of capabilities sustains the field artillery's established reputation as one of the greatest casualty-producing agencies employed on the field of battle.